In China, the prevalence of tofu dreg construction makes it impossible to predict where one might encounter problems. However, the onset of the rainy season is helping reveal these tofu dreg projects. This is the Shanghai National Convention and Exhibition Center. On July 21, 2023, Shanghai was hit by torrential rain, flooding many parts of the city. The halls of the Shanghai National Convention and Exhibition Center, where the Bilibili comic show was being held, was also flooded, forcing the suspension of the event. The event lasted from July 21st to 23rd, but was flooded on the first day of its opening. The video shows that many sewer outlets in the center were backed up with rainwater, and the halls were flooded with ankle-deep water. In some places, the water was knee-deep. Many booths were soaked in water, and staff and visitors, including women in anime costumes, were seen evacuating. Netizens criticized the poor quality of the city's sewer system, which is commonplace under the regime of the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP. They wrote, "Infrastructure maniacs, shitty quality. The drainage systems in the first-tier cities are all the same. The drainage systems in first-tier cities are such a mess. All the money allocated for infrastructure has been squandered." A rainstorm knocked the so-called cosmopolitan city back to its original form. When the government has no money and civil servants can barely survive, who is going to maintain the infrastructure? In China, a natural disaster can kill a lot of people at any time. Well, it's a once-in-a-millennium flood. The US is to blame. It's not their problem anyway. They are always correct and never wrong. Sewage systems are not part of a city's facade, nor are they a place where officials can showcase their performance to their superiors. So, we see Chinese cities almost uniformly skimping on money in this area, diverting funds into their personal pockets. This is a wealthy city in Jiangsu province. On July 20th, heavy rainfall in this city caused water to rush down a subway station and form a waterfall. The Wuxi Metro made an announcement that 2 exits at the high-speed rail station were temporarily closed. Customer service said that when it rained heavily, the water drained slowly at the exits, creating waterlogging at the subway station. Rainfall in the summer of 2023 has been particularly destructive in China. Here's a section of a highway in Sichuan province that officials said is suspected to have collapsed due to frequent rainfall. The official Chinese media reported, part of bridge number 6 collapsed without warning in the early morning of July 6th, causing 2 moving vehicles to fall into a crevice several meters deep and catch fire quickly. 3 people were injured and taken to the hospital for treatment. Fortunately, there were no fatalities. After the accident, two-way traffic on the road was disrupted, and the relevant units rushed to the scene to carry out rescue and treatment work. Of course, we may never know the actual casualties. In an interview, Highway Traffic Police said that there's a stream under the bridge. The long-term impact of water flushing might have made the bridge piers loosen or crack and ultimately led to the collapse of the bridge. A staff member of the Sichuan Provincial Department of Transportation said that the collapse was caused by a landslide near the bridge. Boulders struck the piers and columns of the bridge, leading to the partial collapse of the bridge deck. The staff member emphasized that the collapse was triggered by the recent frequent rainfall, adding it was a natural disaster and had nothing to do with the quality of the bridge. This highway opened to traffic on December 18, 2012, and won the Sichuan Provincial Construction Engineering Award and the National Quality Engineering Award. The fact that a national quality project collapsed without warning only 11 years after its commission proves that even national awards don't provide much assurance. What's going on here? There's dust and debris. People are fleeing in panic. Has there been a missile attack? No, it's just ceramic tiles falling off a 20-story building.
The tiles fell, and the side of the street where the supermarket is was smashed. My goodness, they fell so hard that the storefront was smashed.
At the time, many people were busy with their stalls on the street, and the sound of tiles loosening was heard. People were alerted and attempted to flee, but the tiles fell fast and injured several people. The image is like a scene from an explosion.
The most worrisome thing happened. The tiles fell and injured two old men selling vegetables.
Finally, let's have a look at the latest update on a tower in Shenzhen. On May 19, 2023, the topic of vibration in a tower in Shenzhen was on the hot search of many social media platforms in China. Shenzhen Longgong District released a briefing on Weibo saying, at 23:30 on May 18th, the residents of the Baifuxing Tower called the police to report strange noises and vibrations in the building. All residents of the building were evacuated. On May 19, 2023, at 12:07 p.m., we heard an explosion suddenly. Our tower shook like an earthquake. Both buildings were evacuated at the time. Now the street office subsidizes us 30 yuan per square meter, or US $4, so that we can rent a place to live outside. Is there any damage to the towers? Several of the load-bearing foundations on the first floor have cracked. The rebar is exposed. Cracks have appeared in many units. Some residents can't close the doors of their units. Some units have misaligned beams. This phenomena appeared after the explosion. After the government inspection, the residents haven't been informed of the cause of the explosion. We were just told that the reinforcing bars of the building were bent and that the building had tilted. No clear report has been given to the residents. Verbally, it was said that the building was dangerous, but there was no written report identifying the degree of danger. There was no paper document to prove it. How many households have been vacated? More than 300 households and about 1,000 people. We hope to find out the cause of the explosion as soon as possible and identify the responsible party as quickly as possible. Because less than 20 meters below our building, the city subway is being built, the subway from Shenzhen to Huizhou. Baifuxing Tower is a high-rise residential building with a total of about 500 residents. It was completed in 2000. On June 26, the local government informed that through 37 consecutive days of monitoring of the Baifuxing Tower, all data were within the permitted range of the national standard, and no abnormality was found. What the authorities are saying is that no matter what abnormalities, vibrations, or explosions there are, the Tofu Dregs Project doesn't exist. Residents can live in this building with peace of mind.